What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So straight up, I know absolutely nothing about this next character's lightsaber. Apparently, so many of you love this character, and I know absolutely zero about it, outside that it reminds me of Voltron. The only thing I know about Gundam is that I see these figures and these kits and everything that people build at hobby stores that I go to and like model stores I go to and stuff like that. Now, do forgive me, I have just never sat and watched anything from Gundam. It's just something I guess I've missed over the years. Apparently, I was just digging through the internet a little bit, and Netflix actually does have some Gundam stuff, so I might sit down and watch some Gundam stuff just to see what it is. But again, he does remind me of Voltron. And I know a lot of you are probably out there, oh, he's probably better than Voltron or this, that, or the other, whatever. I know nothing about the character. So if you do have some information and you do want to share that information, please drop down into the comments below. Let me know what I should watch, what shows I should watch, if there's movies I should watch, some information about the character. It looks like there's a whole bunch of different types of suits. So anyway, let's start getting into this. This was sent over from the folks over at CCSabers. Thank you guys so much for sending this over. I'll put a direct link to this down below along with a discount code if you want to check this out and everything else that CCSabers has. So before we dig on into this, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping on by for a new lightsaber review. Please drop on down below and hit that like, subscribe, notification button for upcoming videos. I've got a lot of lightsabers to come. I've got some ships I unbox, some figures I unbox. I've been hitting up some toy cons, which are always a lot of fun and make for great videos. So I think you're going to want to check those out. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for stopping back again for another lightsaber review. Let's dig on into this unboxing. This is a cool looking lightsaber. It's very kind of like modern, techie looking. It actually kind of has like a turbine there at the bottom. It also includes a blade plug, which also is that same kind of turbine look, which believe it or not, looks exactly like the blade propeller section in my drones. That is, hold on, let me show you. So here is my DJI drone. It's the same exact thing in there as this. Check that out. So it's like I've got a little mini lightsaber running in my propellers over there. This is pretty awesome. So yeah, we got the blade plug there, and we get a USB charger for your battery. A couple of white fancy gloves. Over here, you'll get a green envelope. Now, again, this is a Profi 3.9. So if you never used a Profi before, definitely go through the manual over here. CCSabers kind of printed out and made a full kind of walkthrough of basically all the important features. And I'm sure there might be some more. I have occasionally come across settings that aren't on manuals and stuff like that. It depends on how the Profi is programmed, but they give you a really good walkthrough of really all the important stuff. So it's really cool. Definitely check out the little green envelope. Of course, you will get a blade. This is a 32-inch, 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade, and you will get a stand. We have to put the stand together. So I will pull out all of this stuff and we'll put all this stuff together, and you can check this out. And of course, you'll get your little Allen key and a couple extra retention screws. All right, let's get everything out here on the table. Let's put this stand together. 89 Sabers does make some of my favorite stands. I just love the museum display aspect about them. All right, let's get this together. So here is the front plaque. This says White Mobile Suit Saber. And you'll also get a little bag of the screws and the Allen key for the display here. All right, and there we go. We got a beautiful stand for our displays here. Now, sometimes I miss the day of the 89 Sabers as being a solid mold rather than having to piece it together. However, I love the fact that I can fold these down and put them in a box and save space, when I'm swapping lightsabers out and everything. But you gotta take some time to put the stupid thing together. I'm lazy, I don't know what to tell you. All right, now let's dig on into this and take a closer look at the internals here. We have the standard 89 Sabers chassis here, except we have some lights and stuff around the side, which is really cool because we do have these vents on the side of the hilt here, which these lights will actually shine through. Over here in the back, we have a kill switch. Let's flip that on. We have our, that was pretty cool sound. We have our blinking green light, which is a 3.9 Profi, and our 18650 battery there on the back. Now at the bottom, we also have some LEDs, which are gonna shine through the bottom vents over here. So it's a super, super cool looking Saber. And yes, it is a fully removable chassis. Got the lights over here, lights all around the side. Now in typical 89 Sabers fashion, we do have that pin connection. So when you're putting this in, this is actually really easy to see. You can see that there's a empty pin right there, just nothing there, and there's a black pin in there. So just make sure you line those up and don't twist and jam and everything. It should slip in, click in super easily. There we go. Look at that. Man, there's lights just coming out of everywhere on this thing. Got the vents down here, over there. This is great. Now it is a 2-button setup. We have the auxiliary as the top red button and this little white button over there.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
That is so nice. Look at that. With the LEDs coming out the bottom, the vents on the side. And let's go back because I want to see what the Gundam sound font is.
I am a Jedi. That lightsaber.
That is pretty cool. Let me hook the blade up because it actually has like a nice little flicker to it. All right, let's check this out here. Oh, that is cool. So before we do a little bit of swinging, let me just show you a couple of the settings here, just so when you get yours, you can just kind of bang through it. And this doesn't just go for the Gundam Lightsaber, it's the 3.9 Profi. So all of these instructions will be the same, whichever thing you get here, whichever lightsaber you get that has a Profi 3.9 from CCSabers. It'll basically be all of this. So this is just a basic guide. If you want to immediately go into mute, just double click your power button on start, just like that. So that way you can kind of poke around the house and not wake anybody up. If you want to unmute it, just turn it off, turn it back on. To flip through your fonts, you want to hit your auxiliary.
That lightsaber. I am a Jedi.
If you missed a font and you want to go back, just hold it upside down and click the auxiliary again, and you'll go back in fonts.
That lightsaber.
While the power's on, you can usually do some force quotes. Adjusting the volume is pretty easy. You're gonna hold power and click auxiliary, so hold power.
Volume menu.
All right, and then you can just twist.
Volume. Maximum volume.
And then you can just set it in by hitting the power again.
Exiting volume menu.
Now you can also flip through your fonts in another way, just by holding your auxiliary for about a second. Let go.
Select preset.
And then you can twist through them.
I am a
Smooth.
Master Qui-Gon.
Smooth gray.
I am a Jedi. That lightsaber.
And then just click your auxiliary when you find your font. You can also change the color on the fly too. Hold auxiliary and click power, and just give a twist. And then, whenever you find the color you want, you just click power, and that'll set that in. There's also a few blade effects installed on here. You're gonna hold the auxiliary and then hold the power and then let the power go. So hold and hold, let go, and then let go. Sometimes it takes a second to load in. There you go. Same thing, hold and hold, let go, and then let go. Hold and hold, let go. So you can see here's like a little bit of a fire blade. Some of them are just solid colors. So hold and hold. Hold and hold, boom. Another fire blade. A little bit more of a twinkly blade. It's not a like a flicker blade. There's like twinkles going on. Different type of fire blade. Kind of a weird pulsy blade. That one kind of like a stack ignition over there on that one. This is actually really cool. I do like this, this effect here. So you can kind of see a little bit more of it underneath on the pad here. You can also flip through your different sound fonts while the blade is on. You can hold your auxiliary and give a twist. So hold and twist. And there you're at your next sound font. Hold and twist. Hold and twist. Man, I really do like this section over here. You can see some LEDs kind of poking out. It makes it look like there's like crystals and stuff in there. It's fairly easy to swing around. Pretty good center of balance there. Look at that. You know, right just about an inch before, you know, and again, this is going to change with the size of the blade itself, but it's just about an inch before the actual emitter. If it's a 36-inch blade, you know, the center of gravity is going to change a little bit, but it's pretty good. Now, doing this, I'm not changing the blade effect. I'm actually changing the sound font. So we're actually going to the next sound font. There's so much happening on that sound font. Anyway, my friends, this is the 89 Sabers Gundam Lightsaber from the folks over at CCSabers. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'll put a direct link and discount code for you down there in the description as well if you want to check this out. It's a really cool lightsaber, and I'm kind of looking forward to finding out a little bit more about the Gundam world, basically. You know, I like finding out some new characters and new things to kind of dig into a little bit and, you know, learn more. And given the fact that this character really reminds me a lot of like the Voltron world, it seems. Again, I don't know. I'm really gonna sit down, I think, watch some stuff on Netflix and other things I can kind of dig up on YouTube for information about this. But if you have any, do feel free to put it down in the comments as well. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I've got a lot of lightsabers coming, some 6 scales, some trips to toy cons, and I think you're gonna enjoy those. And thank you so much to all of my YouTube channel members. You guys are really helping me out, continue this channel. Thank you so much for your support. You're all so amazing. All right, I will see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world, my friends. See ya.